Oh, he didn't ask. He's always prepared. He works hard, and he knows his role. He's doing a great job in it, practicing really well, and I think whenever his number's called, he's ready to go, and we appreciate that about him. He's doing a good job.
Hey, John, this is Jameson. Health-wise, do you feel like you got out pretty well? It seemed like only a few guys got nicked up, but nobody left and didn't return.
Right, yeah. I mean, some of the questions you might have, I'll give you some updates, I guess. Stanley, you kind of know his situation, so we're very hopeful for him. Matabuki looks like he's getting close, so there's a good chance he could be ready this week. And then Wolf with he has a little elbow situation. He should be fine. So that's really all of it, I think, unless there's anything else you can think of. So I actually think we're in good shape going forward unless something jumps up. And I tell you, it has happened. Things have jumped up on us, so you never know.
Hey, John, it's Luke with WNST in Baltimore. I know you were asked about Orlando a little bit after the game, but having a chance to watch the tape and knowing how difficult it is going from right to left side, how do you think he did at left tackle? I mean, I know he played there in Oklahoma.
Right. Orlando and also put Fluke in there too. I mean, both those guys did a great job. They really did. And you watch. I felt good about it during the game. After watching the tape, I probably felt even better about it. Joe D, I know, felt really good about it, as did Giro. So those guys, it's not easy. On Friday, all of a sudden, we're flipping things around and make sure everybody knows what they're doing. It's a credit to them that they knew what to do. And really, flipping those techniques are not easy either. That's not as easy as you might think, especially against the defensive line we're going against in this last game. So those guys did a good job. Thank you for asking. Good point.
Staying on the topic of the offensive line, I know Bradley Bozeman is a guy who. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now.
Yeah, I was saying, staying on the topic of the offensive line, Bradley Bozeman is a guy that we don't often talk about too much, but he had a nice seal block on Lamar's run, and just through the first quarter of the season, how would you assess his play and how he's contributed to the offensive line?
Right. Well, yeah, Bose, he's just kind of a gamer almost. He's a really solid player, very smart, very physical, fits what we're doing really well. That was a really good block, and really the whole right side of the line, Daniel did a really good job on that play as far as knocking that down. We had a couple pullers on it. Really just a really good play, but of course Lamar. But Bose is doing a good job. He had some plays he'll want back too. Just like everybody. There's a couple in there that he'd want back, so we keep chasing that. But I think Bose has really established himself as a real legit starter in this league.
Hey, Coach, top coverage SI. Patrick Queen, 12 tackles, and a really nice play on the goal line. Barrett did a lot of underneath stuff, I guess, to avoid the blitz. How do you think he looked in coverage yesterday? How do you think he's getting better in coverage?
Well, yeah, he did. He played really well. And the run game, I'll tell you, just to reemphasize what you said there, Todd, he made a lot of good plays. He was sorting the schemes. He read the schemes well and made a bunch of tackles for us, and at the point of attack, and also some rally tackles too. Coverage, he's doing well. He's man coverage. He's got speed. He works on his technique. He's always working on that. He did pretty well with that. Always can improve. Zone coverage, I think, probably the toughest thing for the inside backers as young guys, because it's not just so much as just dropping back there and seeing where they throw the ball. There's a lot of matches that go on, a lot of pattern reads. There's different things they have to understand on the run. If they get four receivers on one side, or is it balance, it changes up who they're matching off of. So he's doing a good job with that, but he knows he can. That's probably the one area where he can continue to improve, and that's just going to happen with time because he's young, and it's really more of an experience issue with the zone drops.
Hey, John, this is Jameson again. Again on Patrick Queen, what does it say for him to bounce back from the game against Kansas City? And I noticed when he went back into the game against Kansas City, it looked like you talked to him on the sideline before you went in. Do you remember what you said to him during that time?
God, it's a long time ago, Jameson. I don't know if I do. But, the thing about the Kansas City game, that was a tough game for all of us, and we were they had us on the ropes. We didn't play our best, anybody. But I went back and watched the tape on Patrick, and I thought the tape was better than the feeling during the game. So, no, he did. He had a really good game against Washington, and just we're real pleased with him.
Hey, John, this is Childs at the Sun. By almost any statistical measure, you guys are playing really well on special teams. I mean, we've seen the big plays, obviously, but when you dig down deeper, it seems like in just about every area of it, you're doing well. I mean, have you been pleased with the progress there?
Yeah, very much. I mean, I tell you, we have some young guys that are really committed to it. You know, when you bring in young players who like football and want to play, they understand the value of just being on the field. You know, there's not too many really good football players that don't excel on special teams historically. You know, the time I've been in the league, which is kind of getting to be quite a while now. So they're playing well. I give those guys a lot of credit. Of course, Chris Horton's doing a great job, but we've got the Wolf Pack. That's a good anchor. But the young guys are doing a heck of a job, and our leaders are doing well. Anthony Levine, L.J. Fort. Man, I don't want to miss anybody off the top of my head, but we have some. Nick Boyle goes out there and does a great job. Pat Ricard. We've got a lot of guys doing a great job on special teams.
John, I wanted to ask you, you hit on a couple of injured guys. The broadcast showed Boyle something with his knee on that onside kick. Did he get out okay from that game yesterday?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about Nick in any reports, so I haven't seen him yet today personally, but doesn't seem to be an issue.
Hey, Coach, this is Gary Downing with Ravens Media. Anthony Averett played a ton of snaps yesterday. How pleased have you been with how he's stepped in and kind of seized the opportunity that he's had in front of him?
Yeah, you know, we had a lot of confidence in Anthony. You know, we knew he had a good year last year. He gets better all the time. He's a really good man cover skill set. Understands his own coverages now. He tackles. Yeah, he's doing a real good job, and yet he can still be a lot better. You know, as he continues to tighten up his technique and his eyes and some of his footwork things. So really happy with Anthony right now. He's playing well.
Hey, John, it's Bo Smoker with Press Box. Lamar Jackson got about the 5-yard line yesterday. He lifted the ball up, and he saw someone coming from his right. He tucked it again, and after the game, he said, "You show him or the team 6-7 plays a week of like what not to do." And what's the motivation behind that? And can you speak to that a little bit?
Well, we try to learn from other things that happen around the league. We do it in every phase, you know, and we do it as a team. So it's one of our teaching tools, I guess you'd say. And sometimes that comes up. I know he and I actually talked on the field about that, about maybe not showing up on that tape. But we've had some guys who've let the ball go early or been stripped before they get across the goal line. So it's just a teaching thing that we use with our guys. But he'll be fine. You know, he's a quick learner, and that was a great play, wasn't it? I mean, he did get the ball up. Then he saw the defensive back coming from the right, and he's able to get it away real quick. So he didn't show up on the tape this week.
Hey, Coach Sean Stebner, WMAR, ABC Baltimore. The reports about the league-wide conference call today about the COVID, I guess, responsibility with everybody. Can you update us regarding if you were part of it, and if so, what that call was kind of about today?
Well, we haven't had it yet. So we have it, I think, here at like maybe 3 o'clock, Sean, I think. So we'll see what it is. Don't know what it's about. I can tell you that I was involved in one call last week with the league, and then our higher-ups, front office, have been involved in numerous calls regularly. But they seem very, very, very happy with what we're doing. You know, so and you know what, it can a bad outcome can happen based on this the state of the world right now. But our guys have done a good job. It looks like our protocols are good. And anything we can learn, today on that conference call, we'll implement it right away.
Hey, John, this is Jonas Schaefer with Baltimore Sun. You on Sunday pointed out Matthew Judon, the 5 quarterback hits. When we talked to him, he said that he feels like he's been playing at a high level, even hasn't been showing up in the sack count. So just looking at the tape yesterday, what stood out to you about just the difference between him getting to the quarterback, taking him down, and what happened in the previous 3 games?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, he really was, he stayed true to the scheme. He was really just to let it come to him a little bit more. I think sometimes one thing I love about Matt is it matters to him. He really cares, and he wants to be the difference maker at all times. And sometimes it just works out for you. Other times, sometimes less is more a little bit. So I felt like he was playing hard. He always plays very hard, and he's in the right spot, and of course he was able to get the quarterback down. So. yeah, he had a great game, and I don't think it's a lot different than other games. It just kind of worked out a little bit better, and he was in a little better position a couple times.
All right, 2 more questions for Coach.
Hey, John, this is Aaron Cousins at Penn Live. I know you said after the game that the fake punt, a lot of it is just having confidence in Sam. But I'm curious about kind of the deeper decision-making process. When you call a trick play on special teams, do you think about how that's going to affect your future opponents or whether you can use it again, that sort of that part of it?
Well, yeah, we do consider that. And sometimes it's a factor and sometimes it's not. I mean, that's not the only trick play or fake that we had up in the first 4 weeks. We had many other ones that we didn't call for whatever different reasons, but that's one that we've run before, as you know, Aaron. It's not the first time we run it. We run it numerous times before, and it's a really hard one to defend. So that one really is more of an execution play. You hopefully catch the corner thinking more about keeping the gunner off the pooch punt. That's a tough job for that corner to do. So. If he's running hard to do that, then sometimes you can throw that stop route right in there at the stick. So that's kind of where that comes in. But it's hard to do if you don't think you're going to be able to throw it and catch it, and the timing's really important too. Sam threw that thing before Miles had even turned around, obviously. So like any good timing passing game would do, Sam made that happen. So I'd stand by probably in that one. It probably has a lot to do with Sam himself and of course Miles too.
Jimena again. Coach, did you say anything to Ron Rivera after the game?
To Robert after the game? Yeah, probably did. We go in the locker room and we do celebrate, and I think I gave him a hug and just a high five or something, whatever it was, and he was happy. I mean, he had a big play for us. He's the guy that got us to the knee. We didn't have to give the ball back to them at the end because on the quarterback sweep play where he was able to dive for the first down and get us there. So that was a great play, and I'm sure that we high-fived about that.
Coach, I think she meant Ron Rivera.
Oh, Ron Rivera. Sorry about that. My apologies. Sorry. We talked, Ron, we talked before and after the game. We kind of made plans for after the season to get together with our wives, probably somewhere between Washington and Baltimore and get a good dinner and stuff, but great friends, and just wished each other luck going forward, and Ron with his cancer treatments as well.
All right, thanks so much, Coach. The media corps, thank you, and we'll see you back here on Wednesday.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay.